Story time. Have you ever seen this 1973 movie, Soylent Green, starring Charlton Heston? Soylent Green is a 1973 American ecological dystopian thriller film directed by Richard Fleischer and starring Charlton Heston. It is loosely based on the 1966 science fiction novel Make Room by Harry Harrison, with a plot that combines elements of science fiction and police procedural. The story follows a murder investigation in the dystopian future of dying oceans and year-round humidity caused by a greenhouse effect, with the resulting population, depleted resources, poverty, and overpopulation. In 1973, it won the Nebula Award for Best Dramatic Presentation and the Saturn Award for Best Science Fiction Film. Sounding familiar to anyone? You? Anybody? No? The plot of the movie goes something like this. By 2022, the cumulative effects of overpopulation and pollution have caused ecocide, leading to severe worldwide shortages of food, water, and housing. Like I said, sounding familiar to anyone? New York City has a population of 40 million, and only the elite can afford spacious apartments, clean water, and natural food, i.e. they're not eating cloned chicken meat. The homes of the elite are fortified with security systems and bodyguards for their tenants. Usually they include concubines who are referred to and used as furniture. The poor live in squalor, haul water from communal spigots, and eat highly processed wafers, Soylent Red, Soylent Yellow, and the latest product, far more flavorful and nutritious, Soylent Green. NYPD Detective Robert Thorne lives with his aged friend Saul Roth, a brilliant former college professor and police analyst, referred to as a book. Thorne is investigating the murder of the wealthy and influential William R. Simonson, a board member of the Soylent Corporation, which he suspects was assassinated. With the help of Simonson's concubine, Shirley, his investigation leads to a priest whom Simonson had visited shortly before his death. Because of the sanctity of the confessional, the visibly exhausted priest can only hint to Thorne at the contents of the confession. Soon after, the priest is murdered in the confessional by Field and Simonson's former bodyguard, under direction from Governor Henry C. Santini. Thorne's superiors order him to end the investigation, but he continues, fearing that he will lose his job if he files a false report. He soon becomes aware that an unknown stalker is following him. As Thorne tries to control a violent uprising during the Soylent Green shortage, he is attacked by the assassin who killed Simonson. The killer shoots 3 times at Thorne, but misses, his shot striking bystanders in the crowd. Thorne manages to locate the killer and throw him to the floor. Then the killer shoots Thorne in the leg before being crushed by the hydraulic shovel of a police riot control vehicle. In researching the case for Thorne, Saul brings 2 volumes of the Soylent Oceanographic Survey Report from 2015 to 2019, taken by Thorne from Simonson's apartment, to the team of other books, former librarians turned personal researchers. The books conclude that from the oceanographic reports that the oceans are dying and can no longer produce the plankton from which Soylent Green is made. This information confirms to Saul that Simonson's murder was ordered by his fellow Soylent Corporation board members, who knew Simonson was increasingly troubled by the truth and feared that he might disclose it to the public. Now, for those of you who have not seen this movie, I am going to stop right there, because the shit gets real deep at this point. Actually gets deep to the point where it gets fucking dark. I guess what I am about to say could be seen as a spoiler, but we're kind of living on that fucking brink right now, because what my man Saul actually ended up finding out is that they were eating more than meat. Pause. No pun intended. If you were not aware of this, I'm not sure if you are. Have you came across this story? I don't know. But do you see the headline there? TV viewers sickened after watching new show about human meat. Yeah, you read that right. Human meat. This is the article here I'm going to read for you. While there are plenty of documentaries that explore food factories and how produce gets made, none of them has left viewers quite as speechless as Channel 4's latest program. In this show, Greg, that was the picture of the guy I showed you in the beginning, he's like a celebrity chef or something, is told how burgers, steaks, and sausages can be made from thin slices of human tissue, which create a nutrient-rich mix which causes cells to grow into cakes. The human meat is said to be cheaper than any animal alternative, meaning whole families can be fed for very little. Now at this point, in this part of the article, I think this is where the bullshit starts to come in, but I'll let you be the judge of that. At this point, it should be made clear that the show title, Greg Wallace's British Miracle Meat, is satire. Sure it is. The program aims to poke humor at the rising cost of food as well as the cost of living crisis.
Right.
Because eating people is fucking funny all of a sudden, I guess. I don't know. But it also raises the question about eating meat too, as the process animal meat goes through is just as disgusting. Now, these are some of the tweets and messages people left about the show after watching it. After watching the Channel 4 program, many people have taken to Twitter and said that it left them feeling disgusted. One person tweeted, "There's something very unpalatable about the Greg Wallace program on Channel 4 where they're eating meat that's been cultivated from human cells." And let me tell you, if you think that they have not experimented with this shit already, you're a fucking fool. Another added, "Anyone watching Channel 4 right now with Greg Wallace and lab-grown meat using human cells, personally, I find it gross." Sharing a promotional poster for the show, Wallace wrote, "Thank you for watching. I really enjoyed my first ever acting job." Sure you did, Greg. As the criticism continued, he went on to caption the second image, "Satire." Sure it was, Greg. My first question is, how much did they pay you, Greg? Because, I think you were pretty fucking serious with this shit. I'll admit, when I first seen that article, I was like, yo, this gotta be fucking bullshit or some type of joke. But as I actually really sat and thought about it, I was like, yo, this seemed like some shit that they would actually do. You know how that question always comes up, like, well, how do they get enough meat and burgers to go to fucking labs, not labs, how do they get enough meat and burgers to supply Burger King and McDonald's and all these places with unlimited fucking meat? I think we got our fucking answer. It's a little truth in every fucking joke. If you didn't know, it's a little truth in every joke. Even though he might want to say it was satire and it was a joke, I think it's some truth in that motherfucker. And that right there made me think of that movie, Soylent Green. It's almost to the point of how things are getting now. Like, air is starting to get that greenhouse effecty shit going on. The oceans are fucking dying. People are being stacked on top of each other. The cost of living is going up. Some people are just fucking striving to get by. I heard it said a lot on here the past couple of days. They told you motherfuckers aliens existed, and everybody was like, yo, I got bills to pay, son. And it didn't even bat a fucking second eye at it. They didn't fucking care at all. Let that fucking sink in. That's lunacy. The United States government tells you that aliens exist and nobody even fucking care. I didn't even hear anybody talking about it all day today. At all. Sad how desensitized we have become. But is this the plan? Is this what they wanted? I'm gonna take a wild guess and say yes. Let me check off the box now. Yes. This is what they wanted. They wanted us so desensitized that we don't give a shit about anything other than just trying to survive, and that's bullshit. And for all of you who don't care, enjoy your human meat burger, because it may be you.
You tell everybody. Listen to me, Hatcher. You gotta tell them Soylent Green is people! We gotta stop them somehow!